Hi everyone, welcome to PsychSocial podcast. As you know, this podcast is all about real podcast, no Celebcast. So today we have Bimal with us, and Bimal has been my esteemed colleague. I have learned a lot from Bimal actually. So today I invited him. First of all, I want to thank him for taking his time out. And right now it's almost 2 o'clock after midnight. So I can't thank you enough, Bimal, to take your time out and joining this particular session. Welcome to PsychSocial Podcast. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling absolutely fine, and thank you for inviting me in this podcast. I have been watching few of your videos, and you're doing really a great job.
Wow, thank you. You just made my day actually. Great. So without further delay, so let's jump into a few of the questions that I always have in my mind. My first question to you, see, we all had a childhood, right? So we
Yeah.
had a lot of fun, I believe. Been given an opportunity to you. Would you like to go back to your childhood days? And if yes, then why?
Who would not? Because the childhood days are always so tension-free, so free of responsibilities. As you know, right after growing up, you have to run after a lot of things. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have a
True.
lot of things to take care of.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of stress and pressure going on. So childhood days are times when you're free from all other uh, stress, and where you can just focus only on your life and what you want to
Hmm.
do. You can just focus on it and go for it. So that's the thing that everyone would want to have back into their life. Uh, that's one reason, and major reason that
Hmm.
everyone, including me, would want to go back to their childhood life. Uh, but on the contrary, I would like to add one more thing.
Hmm.
If you have a childlike behavior all through your life, maybe you
Hmm.
won't miss your childhood. It's like,
That's an interesting attitude, I would say.
yeah, it's like, what's childhood? Childhood is all about the innocence you have.
Hmm.
Uh, you know nothing about the world, the complexities,
Hmm.
the dark sides. You only adapt things what you see around, and
True.
you react in the best way you can. So if you
Absolutely.
are all, but after growing up, you learn a lot of things. People around you teach you how to go in the life way. But if you, instead of following that, if you keep yourself
Hmm.
open to
Hmm.
learnings, no, I will
Right.
adapt to new things even now. What if I've
Hmm.
grown up?
Hmm.
So you have if you are able to hold that innocence, your childlike innocence, and
Hmm.
behave modestly, honestly, then you will feel that you are still enjoying that childhood life in spite of having all other responsibilities around and pressures around you.
Yep.
So this, I believe, one can carry on throughout the life. So yeah,
Absolutely.
everyone would want to go back to the childhood life, which is purely uh, free of all responsibilities, pressure, and everything. But again,
Hmm.
if you are in your present life also, you can carry it with yourself.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Vimal, for the insight. I mean, I'm really amazed to see that because I've never heard somebody saying that we can hold on to our childhood by our simplicity and innocence if we can carry throughout our life. So really, really a great perspective. I mean, even I've learned something from today, from you specifically. Great. As you know, the world is going in a very, fast-paced environment. We are moving like anything. Do you think that somehow or the other, technology has been pretty advanced right now, and it's getting advanced day by day? The changes are pretty inevitable, but it's pretty rapid nowadays. Do you think that somehow or the other technology is putting a lot of pressure on us, which is actually forcing us to getting somehow deviated or maybe frustrated a little bit.
Yeah, this is true that technology is growing very fast and it is putting tremendous pressure on
Hmm.
youngsters who are trying to build their life, build their career.
Hmm.
Uh, they have to deal with a lot of things that is coming up
Hmm.
new.
Right.
Sometimes maybe they are not able to cope up with all of the things and they get frustrated. They start feeling that they are not capable of coping up with the
Hmm.
surrounding world.
Hmm.
So yeah, this fast growing technology is somehow or the other affecting the young generation. And it is also, say, you
Hmm.
cannot keep everything in your mind. As,
Right.
as and when you learn new things, the older things gets buried under it, and
True.
you many a times you cannot recall those as well.
True.
But if you are very thorough with something, if you are very
Hmm.
thorough with the concept of something, you don't forget it
Hmm.
for your life. That is also fact. But you cannot
Absolutely.
grab on everything at together. Uh,
Right.
that's the reason why in our education system we have various streams where you can focus. You
Yep.
people after growing up after, say, for in class 11 or in their
Hmm.
graduation, take up different
True.
streams to
Yep.
which they would like to follow,
Hmm.
uh, because they cannot catch up with everything.
Hmm.
Uh, so based on their expertise, based on their knack, based on what they like, they need to choose a
Hmm.
stream and dedicate
Absolutely.
themselves and pursue those.
Yep.
They have to understand they cannot compete everything and everywhere,
Yeah.
but yeah, they have to cope up with those and choose one particular path.
Right. Absolutely, I completely agree. Even I completely echo with you that technological advancement nowadays is pretty inevitable. So we have to cope up and we have to find out a proper path which actually keep us interested so that we have to
Yeah.
learn new things and we do not get bored as the time progresses. We get, I should say that we get lured into all those interesting parts and the technological advancement or learning will become pretty easy and entertainment for us when it comes to our choice of subject. Right?
Yeah,
So
right,
great.
definitely.
Absolutely. Bang
You
on. I
take
completely agree with you.
take an example,
Yeah.
the mobile phone, the Android phone
Right.
we use.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
so many applications, so many things to do, but how many
Right.
applications do we use? We are not able to use 100% of our phone only.
Absolutely.
Even
Absolutely.
the lowest quality of phone, we do not use 100% of its application, so it's not
True.
possible. But we
Mm,
choose what we need and in our daily life and get accustomed to it.
true. So it's going to be foolish, I believe, because even I have a lot of applications which are already installed, but I
Right.
hardly use them, but still I have
Yeah.
them. So I really
Yeah.
like your suggestions, even if I'm not using it, it's better to uninstall them rather than carrying them.
Right.
Absolutely. Great, great. Thank you very much, Bimal, for that. Now, that comes to another question to me. As you are seeing that market is getting changed. So remember, I think remember those days when we started going for the interview, to getting a job and all this. So if I request you, if you can share something for the youngsters, who are actually looking for getting a new job, maybe recently they have graduated from college, what would you suggest them? What probably typical few areas they should focus on to get a job, maybe easily, not like us.
So, my basic suggestion would be, see, when we go for a job interview, we make a lot of
Hmm.
preparations, how to appear, how to answer questions, and
Hmm.
we go through interviews, what kind of questions may be asked or may not be asked, and what answer should I be giving. But basic thing one should keep in mind is that I have struggled so many years of life. I have acquired
Yeah.
some qualities, some knowledge, I have some
Hmm.
talent. So when I'm going for an interview, just be confident on yourself
Hmm.
that you're going to give the best of you, not fake yourself. Just
Hmm.
whatever you have to present that and be honest to yourself and be focused on your interviewer, what he's asking, and accordingly understand and give answer to the best of your capability. I think that's the key to succeed in any interview and to get a job.
Yep. Absolutely. I completely agree. Even I believe in the same theory that for all the youngsters, they should go and take the interview. So there could be two outcomes. Either they get a job
Yeah.
or they get some lessons,
Yeah.
right?
Either
So,
you get a job or you don't get it. So keep in your mind that you want to get the job. So I
yep,
will give the
absolutely.
best of it. There's nothing to fear. I met
Absolutely.
with a fresher during an interview, and he was saying,
Hmm.
"I'm nervous. What is going to happen?" I was already in a job, and I was just going for another interview. So from my
Right,
experience, I told him, "Look, if you're not selected, you don't have a job. If you're not selected, you will not have a job after
right,
this also. Then try
right.
to get the job. There's nothing to be afraid of. Be confident."
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
That's the mantra that you should carry.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. And that's the go-getter attitude that you always have, I
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
Great, great.
Uh,
That's a great answer actually, Vinod. And
right.
I mean, without taking much of your time, I would say let's come to one particular point, or rather, my question is typically for you, which I
Yeah,
really want to know.
yeah.
I know you're a very composed kind of person, okay? So how do you manage your professional life and your personal life? I know you got recently married, but still, what do you think? I mean, how you are able to balance it and keep yourself so composed and calm?
Uh, yeah, that's a tricky question, but I just try to do it.
Hmm.
At times I do get frustrated. In my if I go back to my school days, in my college days,
Hmm.
uh, I used to get frustrated with so many things with friends or with family. But then over time, I realized that getting frustrated won't give you anything. If
Oh,
it will only do harm to you. If you're frustrated and start reacting on things, it may act adversely on you. So why not keep calm and see what happens? So if any challenge comes in, you stay calm. As I said while giving interview, either you get the job or you don't get the job. So if any problem comes in, either you're able to overcome it or you're not able to overcome it.
true.
So if you start reacting, you will definitely not overcome it.
Hmm.
So stay patient and try to find out the way out. So
Absolutely.
that's the mantra that you should carry with yourself, so that if some way may come out that
Hmm.
will uh, give a solution, give you to come out of that situation. So
Right.
this is one thing, and
Absolutely.
yeah, and as of keeping a balance between personal and professional life, I
Hmm.
try to maintain it. I do not discuss my office or outside stuffs at my home. I do not discuss my home things out in my outside world. I try to
Right.
keep it neatly separate. So that's one thing.
That's great. I mean, and that's what we all try to do. But I don't know, somehow probably most of us are not able to probably the way you do. But yes, you have actually made the correct point. The discussion, the
Yeah.
office related discussion should not be done. It's a
Yeah.
separate life, so we should respect or we should deal with it separately, not
Yeah.
unlike office, right? So absolutely, I really admire that strategy, and thank you very much for sharing that as well. The
And
last
one more
question that
thing
I
I
have,
may
yeah,
add to
please,
this, if
yeah.
you can practice meditation on a regular basis, that will
Oh
help you
yeah,
keep calm.
I still remember you told me that even.
Yeah.
Right, right. I try to, I try to do that even. I try to
Okay.
talk to myself sometimes, in front of a mirror, which is
Yeah.
my technique. I've been following that. Even I do meditate for 10 minutes in the morning. So I
Yeah, that
chant
helps.
few of the mantras, I do that. Um, so yeah, absolutely. Bang on. I
No
agree
mantra is
completely.
required. You can just simply
Oh,
focus
I
on
do.
one thing.
No, I do that just to, so that I don't listen to anything. Because
Yeah.
my maid comes around that particular time, so she does a lot of things. So just in order to avoid all those things, I chant some mantras so that I can keep myself. So, but anyways,
Great.
yes, if you are meditating, absolutely, you don't need any mantra. You can do
Right.
that. Great, great. Thank you very much, Vimal. And the last question that I have, I won't take much of your time from
Yeah.
now on.
Yeah.
Um, this particular platform which I created, I think you have understood, and I already told you that this is
Yeah. Yeah.
something which I wanted to create for a longer time. What
Yeah.
do you think about this particular thing? Because I told you that I have seen podcasts a lot. I have observed them, but I somehow or the other found out that podcast has now become Celebcast.
Yeah.
They try to invite all the celebrities and a famous person. They come together, they share their views, they share their lives. Probably we already know because we have seen a lot of podcasts, we have seen them before. It's
Yeah.
not that we are seeing someone for the first. But on the other hand, what about the normal people like us?
Yeah.
We have been going through a lot of things in our lives, and there are a lot of things. There are a lot of learning. Say, for example, I learned a lot of things from you. Even maybe you have learned something from me as well. So that's the
Definitely.
collaboration, right? That's
Yeah.
how the humanity should be able to sustain.
Yes.
But I personally found out that this is the platform probably I should use to bring all my, acquaintances, people that I have previously, worked with. I have the privilege to work with. I know them. They have something hidden. They have some talents which other people should know and should implement. It's not only about listening to everything or in the discussion. It should be implementing them. So, what do you think about my thought process? What do you think about this platform? Do you think it can change the course of the thinking of, or maybe the concept of real podcasts?
Uh, yeah. As you said, we have so many podcasts available on YouTube and everywhere, wherein
Yeah,
celebrities come, ministers come, all
yeah,
high-ranking people come
yeah.
and they discuss about several topics, and most of the time they are repeated, and they go to a different podcast and they're also they repeat the same things, and
Hmm.
which we already know, and we only hear a different version of it.
Right.
So this through this we get to know and understand what their thought process is, what they are doing or they are planning to do in
Hmm.
their existing career,
Hmm.
etc.
Right.
But there are millions of people in the world who are also working, contributing to the society in their own way, and
Right.
they too take part and interest to national politics, to everything going on in the society around them.
Yeah.
They have opinions too, and that needs to be heard. As we live in a democratic country, in a
Yeah.
democracy, people's voice matters. But
True.
we, instead of hearing people's voice, we hear the voice of the representatives who
Right.
we don't. I don't believe actually represent people. Actually, here's what people say. They say
Yep.
their own thing.
Right.
So
Right.
in this present scenario, we need to know and hear what people has to say, and
True.
that is possible only we can reach out to them. This
Absolutely.
platform that you have created for common people, I think this is really very helpful. This is brilliant initiative that will help ordinary people like us to share our opinions, our views, our thought processes that will collectively bring the thought process of common man on the
Yep.
surface,
True.
and then we can understand what the people of this country thinks,
Absolutely.
and whether
Absolutely.
whether the thought process of common people matches the thought process of their representatives whom they choose to represent
Hmm.
them in
True.
different fields, in politics and everywhere. So this
Absolutely.
is a very great initiative, I would say, and thank you so much for taking initiative to do this and making us a star in a way. Uh, so
You are a
I
star. Don't
congratulate.
worry. I know that.
uh, Thank you so much. I congratulate you for your journey so far,
Thank you.
and I wish you all the best so that you can do very well going forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Vimal, for your support and cooperation. You have been one of my great supporters, to bring in a lot of different ideas. So you've been encouraging me a lot. I know that since the very beginning, when even I didn't even start my journey with YouTube. But great. Thank you very much for your motivational speeches, your insight. I'm sure people have learned a lot from this particular video today. And this is not the end. I'm going to invite you more for, I'm pretty sure about it. You are on my list all the time.
Yeah.
But yes, as you mentioned, the ordinary people. So I personally believe ordinary people have extraordinary talents. So that's
Yes,
what I'm looking for
absolutely.
because I know that.
Absolutely.
But great. Yeah. I really admire you as a person, the way you actually composed and the way you actually carry yourself, your personality. And that's the reason I thought people should get to see that. They should know about it as well. So thank you very much once again for joining the session and sharing your thoughts. And of course, for others, for viewers, I would like to say, whoever wants to come to my podcast, this particular podcast is open for everyone. And as I said, there is only one criteria. You should not be a celebrity or famous person. If you are not, you are welcome to join my podcast. And if you want to participate or you want to be invited, I'm sharing that email address below over here. So you can send me an email and I will definitely reach out to you. And I would also request you to share your contact number so they can contact you and get some time and get to this particular session to share your views and let's collaborate and find out something different. So
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, Bimal, once again. Take
Thank you.
care and keep smiling like that and try to inspire others as well, the way you have been done.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you very much, Bimal. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.